All right, I'll use the mic. What's up, Tyson? To see you're on there. So I was telling these guys that from now on Mondays, we're going to shift how Workzones ran a little bit. And we're going to do something called Monday Mastery, which is where we're going to jump into each individual person's progress through the program and identify one or two areas they can work on through this time, essentially, to get closer. So they can work on a case study. They can watch a pro view video. They can, role play a script they don't know, build their database, whatever, something that's more action driven that helps you guys just get further along in the program. Because ultimately, as we go through this, you guys obviously got in and I came in between where all of you were at. But as new students join the program, Workzone is really for like the newbie people to get kind of like their feet wet with individual topics. So kind of a couple of things I want to jump into real fast. So I've gone through, I'm actually building out like a script book for you guys. So that way there's everything I've been trying to tell you individually, there'll be a one-stop shop for it. So I'm going to pull that up real quick and reference it. And then after that, let's see. Let's go to Google Drive real quick. Okay, 2 seconds. So like right here, here's what I'm building. So this is something that I'm gonna give you guys or give you access to. So the start of these, we can role play. So we're always gonna do, every time we get together, we're gonna try to do script practice at least 15 minutes, just to reiterate learning the language of real estate, right? So right here, sphere of influence script number 1, Ford method. It breaks down what we've been talking about. I told you guys, a couple of you guys about the apology call, right? I actually put that in writing so you guys know exactly what to say. If like there's someone you haven't talked to for 3 years and you're like, I really don't want to make this call. How do I not make it awkward? Here's how, right? Great way to kick off the conversation. So, hey, Catherine, listen, I owe you an apology. Life's been hectic these last couple of years. We're all kind of school age, right? So since we got out of school or since college or whatever, right? And I don't do the best at keeping in contact with people, but I really have a goal this year of reconnecting with everybody, especially the people I care about. So I just wanted to call and say, hey, how's life been? And then move right into the Ford script from there. How's your family? How's so on? Easy way to lead into the conversation. So we're going to build this out to have mostly scripts around SOI. We'll also do another one for open house and so on and so forth. So you guys have a reference. Catherine, if you plan on doing door knocking, reach out to me. I gave these guys a good script last week for door knocking to make it a lot simpler and everything in between. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to take, again, 15 minutes. I'm going to go through some Ford script practice. Tyson, I would say you just read through it on your own time since I believe you're the only one in here. Let's see. Looks like we have Tim on here too. So I take some time to read the Ford script. I can leave it up right here so you guys can just look at my screen or your computer, kind of run through it a handful of times. And then afterwards, we're going to kind of do a group consensus and see where each of you guys are at, like whether you have your case studies done, do you still have pro U videos, whatever, and then jump into that and see if we can pair up into groups and help each other complete those tasks. That way we just get a little bit closer, kind of like group homework, right? Group study. It's a lot easier to do a case study if we can all just do it together real quick versus, is that fair? Yep. So take like 15 minutes or so, on Zoom, just read through this on the screen, and then these guys will pair you up and we'll go through it. What's up? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to hurry in. Tyler's asking a question. I want you guys to hear.
So it's kind of like the opposite of the
just sold.
It's like, hey, like my client just bought the house like down the street. Like this is what like we got it for, and then lead into like the same. Like, have you ever looked at the value of your home?
Yeah, 100%. And that's the great thing is that there's no, like, there's definitely a right way to do it, but you can definitely get creative where I've got a script that I use for geo leads, just solds and just listeds. And it's the same exact thing, but I just started off differently. So for a geo lead, I might say, hey, listen, I'm sorry to call you out of the blue. Listen, I've got a client who's actually been looking in your community for the last like 3 months, and I'm just like having a hell of a time finding him something. I've got to ask, have you talked to any friends or neighbors in the community that have thought about selling? No, you haven't, or yes, you have. Awesome. Jump into each individual thing. Okay, well, no problem. Listen, I've got to ask, if I was able to get you a crazy offer for your house and just make you a boatload of money, would you consider selling your house to my client? And I just shut up. Yes or no? Pretty straightforward, right? But guess what? Just sold. Hey, I just sold the Johnson's house. We had multiple offers. I've got 4 other buyers still looking at your neighborhood. It's essentially the same thing. Or my client actually just bought in this neighborhood. They had to compete against like 4 different offers to win. And I was curious, same thing, right? You could totally do that. So that's a great thought process. That's the thing you'll learn. Again, that's why we call it the language of real estate. You'll start to feel how everything is very related, and how you could be at the grocery store talking to somebody and use a piece or a reference of another script that you've used before. Because essentially the goal is the same. It just gives you kind of a roadmap to get to the conclusion you're looking for, which is you're hoping to, gain a new contact, maybe set an appointment or get a lead, something along those lines, right? So hope that helps. With that being said, guys, again, take, 10 or 15 minutes, go through the script here in person. We're going to do some role play real fast. And then afterwards, we'll jump into some individual, work zone related stuff. So